What's up, Tiger fans? Welcome to another episode of Tiger Talk TV. I am the Corey C. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a single upcoming episode. You can find us on the Apple Podcast app, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. So be sure to follow the show and tell every Tiger that you know. And remember, when you support Tiger Talk TV, it all helps the cause, which is the I Love Jackson State University. All right, fans, we are back. Got a special guest in the building, a name that you're very familiar with, and you've been waiting to see him on the field. You've seen flashes a little bit last season, a little bit over the spring, and we're just excited about his growth. Finally, we're about a year late bringing him on the show. We'll explain why in a second, but here he is, quarterback Parker Stofa. Welcome to Tiger Talk TV.
How's it going?
Going well, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm just playing football. All I can ask for.
No doubt, man. I know the season is upon us. It's almost here, so we wanted to make sure we went ahead and grabbed you while we could. We missed you last year. Obviously, you didn't get to campus until early August last year, right?
Oh yeah, right before fall camp. I think my first day was the 27th.
Yeah.
That's when I moved into the dorm.
No doubt. So we didn't want to bother you back then, but we have more to talk about now. So timing is everything. So it's perfect. This is perfect.
Yeah.
All right. The fans, they really want to get to know you. I know when they see you out and about and even on social media, I know they show you a lot of love, but just kind of get to know you. Forget football for a second. Let's talk about Parker Stofa, the man, the person himself. So start us off with a fun fact. Tell us something interesting about you, funny, embarrassing, something that we probably would not be expecting, even though we don't know much about you.
Okay. I grew up on a farm. I love cattle.
Okay.
My dad's has a cattle business, so I'm all hands on deck when I go back home to help him out.
Wow.
It's just a lot of hard work back where I'm from. So,
man, that's something. A farm. Wow. I mean, what's that like? Talk about it.
It's just I grew up just helping my dad on the weekends. After school, he's also like a plant farmer too. So he does greenhouses and stuff like that. So he's vegetables, all kinds of stuff, picking watermelons, and then after that we go feed the cattle. So it's just a whole bunch of stuff that I grew up doing. And I fell in love with. So
okay. So where is this farm? Where's Parker from? Where'd you grow up?
I was born in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
I have family up there, and we have a little bit of a cattle business up there, but played ball in San Antonio, and that's where my farm's at with my dad and stuff like that. So it's a little bit below San Antonio, probably like 40 minutes out, called a place called Pleasanton.
Pleasanton.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So that's where the farm's at. That's where I used to go every weekend after school in San Antonio, stuff like that. So
gotcha. San Antonio, man. All right. A Spurs fan?
Used to be, yeah.
Used to be? What do you mean you used to be? How were you a Spurs fan at one point and you stopped being a Spurs fan? How does that work?
I grew up watching basketball with my dad. He was a big Spurs fan, and then he fell out of love with it, so I fell out of love with it, and that's when I fell in love with football. So
okay, so you don't follow the NBA?
No, not really. I'm more of a college NFL type of guy, football.
Okay, all right. Well, I still want to put you on the spot because you are from San Antonio. Greatest Spur. Now, some of these guys are before your time, but I know you know the names being in San Antonio. So, greatest Spur: David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, or will it be Wemby by the time he retires?
I'm gonna have to go with Duncan. Yeah, so dominant on the floor. I grew up watching him and a little bit of Tony Parker in him. So this is
gotcha. Man, this Riverwalk in San Antonio. Talk about it. Describe it to those who haven't been and tell them why they must visit San Antonio and stop by the Riverwalk.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. I would recommend going at night. When it's all lit up and stuff like that. Enjoy it with your family, friends, whatever you want to go with. But I mean, it's just a sight to see. There's a lot of stuff to do out there. A lot of great places to visit, and it's just very beautiful in my opinion. So I feel like everybody should experience it.
Yeah, I've had a chance to go with family, a bunch of family members, and my only problem was we couldn't decide on where to eat. There's so many options and so many people. Everybody, I want to go here, I want to go there. So it took about 30 minutes to an hour for everybody to get on the same page. But yeah. Definitely recommend it for everybody. Mm-hmm. All right, what about the NFL? Cowboys, Texans, either one of those spots?
Cowboys, ride or die. Yeah. My team, good and bad. That's a Cowboys fan.
You mean bad? That's not much good.
Okay.
49ers fan. I had to mess with you. Nah, good stuff. But I talk about your family. You mentioned growing up on the farm. You mentioned your dad, but just talk about the family overall. Come from a big family, a lot of siblings, anything like that?
I have a very small family. It's really just me, my mom, and I have one sibling, which is my older sister. She's at Sam Houston State right now.
Okay.
So she's doing pre-vet and stuff like that. So she has a great achievement ahead of her. But
awesome.
My mom right now, she's going into law school still. She's about to graduate soon. So she was
Wow.
a teacher. She grew up.
Okay.
She was a math teacher. So I'm pretty strong at math.
Gotcha.
So, but she just family. I love my family. We're small. We're not huge, but yeah, it's just a great time with them always.
Yeah. Yeah. And did you play any other sports growing up? I know you talked about it at one point. You just focused on football, but prior to that, did you play basketball, baseball? You look like you could have pitched or something like that.
Yeah, I played every sport. I
Okay.
tried it all, felt it. I grew up middle school, played basketball. When high school hit, kind of dropped off at basketball. But then high school opened up baseball for me, and I played a year of baseball, played second base and shortstop. So
Okay.
I fell in love with football eventually. So, I kind of dropped baseball because it would mess up my throwing motion. So really just when I figured out, I'm pretty good at this football thing, I started focusing on it more. So,
did you focus on football more because you just liked it more, you fell in love with it, or do you feel like you were better at it than the other ones?
I feel like I could have been great at baseball, but I had a love for playing football. I played since I was sixth grade. So it was just or fifth grade. I apologize, fifth grade. But I just fell in love with it. It's just a love for me. So
And was it quarterback from the beginning?
I actually played receiver to begin with,
Okay.
receiver and safety. And yeah, one day at practice, I caught a pick and I threw the ball back to my coach, and he was like, "Hey man, you throw a pretty good spiral." And then that was pretty much it. I was quarterback ever since.
Around how old were you, or what grade at that
Seventh
point?
grade. Seventh grade is
Grade.
when I
Okay. Quarterback.
transitioned, and I've been a quarterback ever since. So
Were you good right away, or did it take some time to
it
get?
always takes some time, but I was pretty. I would say easy to go to it. So but I start off how everybody starts off, kind of, but as you build up and get higher level with football, and I learned from my coaches and my trainers and stuff like that, I really grew into it. So
Yeah. Talk about your high school career. We know Texas is known for some high school football. I know you guys make the argument that you're the best. I love hearing the arguments and debates between Texas people and California and Florida and Alabama, just Ohio and Mississippi as well. Per capita, we got something to say about it. But Texas is definitely known for high school football. Were you on a powerhouse team? How many years were you a starter? Things like that.
So my high school coming up was pretty unique. I would say I went to 3 high schools. Started off at Pleasanton High School when I was a freshman, and then I transferred into San Antonio to play a little bit bigger football.
Okay.
And plus my mom and I transferred in because she was a school teacher. So then I went and played a year at 6A football at Roosevelt High School.
Wow. Okay. 6A in Texas. Wow.
Yeah, I went
like?
from a 4A to a 6A, and it's fast. It's a lot more talent, a lot more competition. I'll say I would say I thought it was pretty easy going into it, but then there's a lot more people gunning for your spot. Quarterback's hardest, in my opinion, the hardest position on the field, and there's only one of you, so it's not like everybody could play. So I feel like it really I had to up my game, faster, and then work on my craft really. Then for my final 2 years, my junior and senior year, I transferred to Judson High School, and in San Antonio, Converse, Texas. And my junior year, I got I had 2 seniors sitting above me, so I had to sit a year. And then my senior year is when I battled for the starting spot, and I ended up winning it.
Okay.
Then it was back and forth, so it was a lot of competition, I would have to say.
I bet. Yeah, to be named the starter at any Texas high school, but especially talking about 4, 5, 6A, obviously you got to be pretty good, and the backup or the number 2 is probably just as good. So definitely. So how was your recruitment? You got that 1 year to kind of start, even if it was part-time or just going back and forth, but did you have a bunch of options, or do you feel like you were still overlooked?
I would probably say I'm overlooked, but I still had, college options. I was originally going to go to Columbia, the Ivy League.
Wow. Okay.
And, that's where I had my eyes set, had to visit everything. I loved it, man. And, God had a different plan for me. Things fell through, and I just stuck with God's plan. And I ended up here, which I love it, and I had an opportunity here. And, I thank Coach Taylor and Coach Kirk for the opportunity. And I'll ever be grateful for that. And then, following God's path. So,
When and how did Jackson State come into the picture? Were they late? Because we talked about earlier how your commitment was late. You didn't commit. At least you didn't announce it until late July of 2024. So did they get in on the recruitment late, or you just kind of took your time, or did the Columbia thing fall through late?
Columbia thing fell through. I'll probably say towards the end of the football season. So I kind of got left under recruited because of that, because I didn't really explore my options, and so I went into the summer not knowing. I was just looking for an opportunity and just following God's path, praying about it. Talking to my family, just continuing to work on my craft, because you never know what's going to happen. And then I got a call from Coach Rip, and he just basically said, he hit me up on Twitter, said, "Hey, we love the way you play. Coach TC, he loves the way you play too, and we would love to have you come up here. Give me a call." Called him right away. Everything clicked. That's just God right there. I didn't know if I was going to play football again or if I wasn't.
Wow.
And so, I just got an opportunity and I took it and ran with it. So
did you actually get a chance to visit before you committed, or no?
No, I just came up here blindly.
Wow.
And it's a great decision I did. I love it here. It's an opportunity to play football, and it's just great. So forever in debt to know.
Did you know much about Jackson State at all before they started recruiting you?
I didn't. All I really knew was Coach Prime, of course, and then that y'all were an upbringing team, and that y'all were ready for a great year. That's really what I knew.
Yeah. Wow. So like we said, you didn't commit until late, toward the end of July, and so you get to campus. It was pretty late in the game, so I'd imagine. And you mentioned it. Fall camp was pretty much about to start when you got to campus, because it was just a few weeks before the season. So what was that transition like in terms of the quick turnaround, getting there and just being a whirlwind, trying to get acclimated before the actual season started?
It's just a big jump from especially high school going into college ball. I really realized it's a different, it's a different mentality going into college. You really got to want it. And I really learned to work hard here. And it's just nothing comes for granted, and everything comes from working hard. And I think that I really had to up my game, and it really helped me push and strive to be better. And I ended up being better. And I'm grateful for it, really. So.
And then talk about the season itself. Obviously, you had a chance to redshirt and kind of sit back and watch guys like Jacobian Morgan, Cam McCoy, Zai McDonald. But just from your perspective, what was that experience like?
It was great. I'm young, coming into a great program, and we had great aspirations for the season, and we did it, and I was along for the ride, and I really picked up a lot of learning keys, in my opinion. And just sitting back and seeing, Jacobian and Zai and Cam work, and like just breaking down the game from a different point of view, and just really understanding from like an older mentality. It really helped guide me to really understand the game further and really go in depth. And I'm grateful for it, really.
And then the season finale, the regular season finale, the Soul Bowl down in Lorman, you get your first action of the season. Only 3 snaps, but you really got the fans excited, especially with that 13-yard run. What were those moments like for you?
Oh, it was great. I got in, and I just had to thank God, because you never know what's going to happen. I didn't expect to play at all. Okay. I was going into the game thinking we're going to win and we're going to the SWAC championship. So I wasn't thinking nothing. And when I got my name called, I was ready to go. I was really excited, out there, calm, collected, trying to make plays. So.
So are you a runner? Because that caught some people off guard. Was that design? Is that your thing, or it's just what the play called for?
It was a play. It was a run play to the running back, but I had the option to pull it, and they gave me the look. So I wasn't scared to pull it, and I'm ready to go score that.
They gave you the option. You said, "I'm pulling it. Pulling it." I love it. So talk about being a national champion in your first year. I know that experience will remain with you forever.
That's a great experience. I wish everybody could experience like what we did. Going to Atlanta, being in the Celebration Bowl, just the atmosphere. Of course, the fans. Seeing the fans travel like that's insane. I really understood that the fans are really dedicated here, and they really support us. And I would just have to say that it was a great situation I was in, and I came in to really learn and sit back and just understand how this whole college thing works. So.
And then spring 2025. First, before we get to the football part, Talk about finally being able to just take a deep breath and just be a student for a little while, because like we discussed, when you got to campus, it was time for football. So I know that was kind of overwhelming for you. So what was it like to fully soak in being a student over these past few months?
Yeah, Miss Lloyd, our student
Yeah.
counselor, she's always helping us out with classes and stuff like that. I had a great relationship with her, so she really helped
Mhm.
me through it. Shout out Miss Lloyd.
Yep,
But
absolutely. Well, she
right,
just got married, so
oh yeah, yeah.
not Lord anymore, but go ahead.
So
Go
I
ahead.
would have to say, yeah, just being able to sit back and take a break from football, because football gets hard mentally,
Mhm.
physically. So being able to just take a step back and just go out there and just work on your classes and because at the end of the day, that's the main goal, to get your degree and be able to do it after football, because you never know where football is going to take you and where God's going to
Mhm.
take you.
Mhm.
So just being able to sit back and just actually learn something and go to class and experience socialization with everybody else, getting to know people that I would have never known.
Mhm.
It was great. Yeah.
Yeah. In the football part of the spring, your first, I would say, extended opportunity to really show what you can do, your first spring camp and your first summer as well. So talk about the progress that you've made since the end of the season up until now.
I'll really say I really got my mental straight. I really got and be more mature on the field, mentally making decisions and stuff like that, reading defenses especially.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big jump from high school ball, is just understanding defense, because they throw way more defense at you than high school does. So
Mm-hmm.
I think going into the summer and being able to, during boot camp, when we're doing boot camp, we're also kind of doing a little bit of studying for football and just really breaking it down with Coach Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
It really helped out. And then, going into spring ball, a lot of expectations, just being able to go out there and just play football. I really enjoyed that too,
Mm-hmm.
so.
And talk about Coach Rip Kerr, your position coach. Congratulations to him on being named offensive coordinator as well. But what
Yeah.
has he meant to your development?
He's a great coach, man. I dearly, dearly like him a lot, man. And so I really say he helped me grow a lot, mentally, being more mature, just really understanding, breaking it down. He is a smart football IQ player. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he really understands the game. And if you really dive deep, he knows exactly what he's talking about. I mean, he'll call something out and it'll happen, and you're just
Mm-hmm.
like in awe. So I
Wow.
mean,
Yeah.
he really breaks it down and really makes sure that we really understand what we're talking about and what we're doing when we get on the field, so we're not surprised by anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think he puts a lot of effort in for us meeting and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It speaks volumes that TC gave him that title, that role of offensive coordinator, and allows him, even going back to the Celebration Bowl, and at times allowing him to call plays, because that's a role that TC holds near and dear to his heart, that offensive play calling. So for him to relinquish that or share those responsibilities with anyone, that person has to really know what they're talking about. So
yeah,
that
Coach Rick
says it all.
does.
Yeah, yeah, that definitely says it all, that he was allowed to do that. All right, Parker, you had some good moments throughout the spring practices and the scrimmages and even in the spring game, if that's what we're calling it. Obviously, you got
Yeah.
moved to campus, more of a scrimmage, but your family was in town for that game. How do you feel you performed, and what was it like showing the fans what you can do?
I feel like I performed well. It's just I'm young going into a spring ball. I really didn't know what to expect, and I came through, and I think I really grew as a quarterback, and I performed pretty well. My family was out there,
Mhm.
so I really enjoyed seeing them after a long spring ball. So I really think the spring went well for me. Yes, sir.
And as we inch closer to fall camp, what's that next step that you want to take before the season starts? What's that area where you want to see some improvement?
I want to see some improvement just on my presence in the pocket. I really
Okay.
think that if I just have a mature presence in the pocket, I can make more decisions, higher plays, and I can really break down the defenses and just put points on the board. So
Mm-hmm.
that's really what I want to focus on in this upcoming fall camp, and
Yeah.
show people what I can do.
Right, right. Talk about that quarterback room. After last season, it looked really crowded with Jacobian returning along with you, Ethan, at the time, Zy McDonald and Cam McCoy. And at one point, Ty Starks from FAU. But obviously, three of those guys hit the transfer portal. Then in comes freshman Jared Lockhart from Charlotte. But we have a very unique quarterback room. And I say that because there's no middle classman, if that's a term, right? You have your grad student in Jacobian, and then it's all freshmen. So rarely do you see that. So that backup spot is wide open. What excites you about the opportunity that's there and the friendly competition with your guys?
Man, it just excites me that I can be a QB2. Just having that presence and being able to play this upcoming year under Jacoby. Whatever happens, and just the competition wise, I really think that a great competition really pushes the players, and I think that having such a young room and the QB2 spot being wide open, that it's gonna be a great competition, and it's gonna push either one of us to step up and be more mature and really show that we are the QB2. That we don't really need a middle classman, that we're ready. So
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about what type of quarterback you are. I know we joked about that run that you had in the game, but are you a pro style quarterback? Are you a dual threat? Is there anyone in the NFL you try to pattern your game out?
yeah, NFL wise, I really like watching Bo Nix play.
Okay.
He's a really like deep shot taker and
Yeah.
just trying to make plays and stuff like that. But I would say I'm pass first quarterback for sure. I'm looking for the
Okay.
pass, but I can still run. I can still
Yeah.
get loose. So I feel like, I don't underestimate me. I could really move if I really have to, but I'm not just gonna take off when stuff gets crowded in the pocket. I'm gonna stay calm and collected and try to find the pass to get my playmakers the ball.
Yeah. And with the talent you have around you, you should be able to stand in that pocket and find some guys. You got a bunch of guys to throw it to. You got a nice stout offensive line protecting you. So let's talk about your
Mm-hmm.
teammates. Let's go over a couple of these positions. I'm going to put you on the spot, right? First, let's start with that wide receiver room, one of the best in the country. Give me a breakout wide receiver, someone who you feel is going to break out this season. We know about Fortillion. We know about Dupree. We even know about Rembert and Savage. They played in the SWAC, so we know what they're going to do. But give me another name that's going to not necessarily come out of nowhere, but again, just have a breakout season.
Jamil Gardner, number
Okay.
7. Man, he is explosive. When he gets the ball in his hands, he can go. So I
Okay.
really think he's going to be a really, really big aspect in our offense coming up.
I can believe it.
And I mean, we have plays designed, to get him the ball, and when he's in
Don't
space,
don't give it away. Everybody else is listening.
I'm not giving nothing away because all our receivers can do it. But when he gets the ball in space, I mean, he can really take it, man. So I think that he's going to have a great season this upcoming
Yeah,
season.
I'm with you. Yeah, we started to see it. We knew it when he first got to campus, but kind of started off slow last year, had some ups and downs. And then once he kind of finally put it together, you saw it towards the end of the season. And it's like, man, why is the season ending now? Because he's coming into his own. So I know that he couldn't wait for the spring and then ultimately the season. So I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to that backfield. Not Travis Terrell. We know about him. We know about Ahmad. We know about Amari. And we know about Dez. So give me another name.
Nate Blunt. I'll say Nate he's an athlete, just straight up athlete. And I think Denario is going to be another good running back for us as well.
Yeah.
And I think that, just because Nate's young, that people underestimate him. But I mean, he's very, very smart football wise. And that he is just a straight up athlete. So I think he's going to have a breakout year too. Same goes with Denario.
Yeah.
Denario, just as much as he can run the ball, he can catch the ball a lot.
Yeah, he can.
I just think that our running back room is just unique, and I mean, we just have so much talent back there. So
talent across the board. We haven't even talked about the offensive line yet. So give me one of the youngsters on that line who will make a name for himself. We know about DTB. We know about Muda, Cam James, Quay. Give me a freshman or sophomore who's probably up next.
Mason. I'll say
Mason
Mason.
Martin.
Mason's going to have a great season. He's big, stout. He's becoming more football intelligent. And I'll say that he's really starting to really understand the game. He's going to be great for us at tackle. And then he's not super young, but Isaiah Villanueva.
Yeah,
he's going to be good for us as well.
I'm rooting for Isaiah. Love him, man. Great personality. I love talking to him, man. Always laughing, joking, smiling. Just a great person. Love it.
Yeah, both of them are going to have a great season this upcoming season. So
yeah. All right, give me a newcomer on defense. We won't go through each position group, but just give me a name or two just on the defense in general who will break out.
I think Cam Silas.
Okay. All right. Kansas State transfer.
Yeah, that's a player right there. He's very, very athletic. I've seen him do a lot of things, just in the summer and this spring that really impressed me, defensive wise. He can't stop our offense. I'm not going to say that, but he's a player. I'll say that he's going to have a great season for us this year too.
All right, man. We're looking forward to this season. Looking forward to defending both of those crowns. What are you looking forward to the most this season?
I'm looking forward to the back-to-back championships,
Okay.
and I know that we're going to go against teams that can't keep up with us, and I'm looking forward to get on that field too. So I'm ready to play and, just put up points just as well any other guy. So
You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to fall camp. I'm looking forward to those battles because I think some of those battles will be better than the actual games. Will be more competitive than some of the games you'll be playing in. So I wish that we could put that on ESPN.
oh yeah, fall camp gets very intense, because everybody's gunning for a spot, but it's just at the end of the day, which guy produces better, and it's just friendly competition because we're all part of the same team, going for one goal. That's the Celebration Bowl. So,
All right, what is your major, man? What are you studying at Jackson State?
I started off at environmental science, but this past semester I changed it to criminal justice. So
Okay.
I'm going straight criminal justice going forward. So,
What would you ultimately like to do with that?
I want to go to law school. Become either a sports lawyer because I have a foot in the
Okay.
door playing Division I football,
Yeah.
or I can go and be family law, animal law, something like that. And I'm gonna probably get my minor in environmental science.
Yeah. And kudos to you for your academics. I know you take it seriously. You graduated in the top 8% in your high school class. And you talked about initially going to or almost going to Columbia. So that says a lot about where you are academically. So just kudos to you for taking that so seriously.
Thank you.
All right. Give me a message or give the fans a message. What do you want to say to the fans? I know they show you a lot of love when they see you out and about. So what do you want to say to them as they're watching this?
Yeah, all the support and all the comments and all. I just know y'all have the love for the team and love for the players and me. So it really goes a long way. Just having support like that really helps a person mentally, and I just really thank all y'all for that. And I think it's really going to help me this year.
Yeah. All right. So who you want to shout out outside of Jackson State, whether it's family, friends, or fans outside of Jackson State, old teachers, old coaches, people who helped you, been there along the way.
I'm gonna shout out my QB trainer back in Texas. Zach Gomez. He really helped me. He really helped me put a foot in the door for playing football. So I'm gonna shout him out, and then shout out my parents for making this happen. Because without them and without God's plan, it's just shout out to God too.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, without God I would be nothing. So I just shout out him and shout out my parents and Zach for sure.
All right, and let the fans know where they can follow you on social media. We see your IG, which is Parker_Stofa12. Is that it, or are you anywhere else on social media?
I'm also on Twitter, Parker Stofa7. So I'm also there. So either one, if you want to come follow me, see my journey. So.
All right, fans. There you have it. Parker Stofa, looking forward to a big year from you, big career, and obviously even beyond being at Jackson State and playing football. We look forward to seeing what you do in life. Because, like I said, academically you're on top of it, so we're looking forward to seeing where that takes you. So keep up the hard work, keep pushing. Go Tigers.
Yes, sir. Go Tigers.